resurrection, and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies, and whoever lives and believes in me will never die.
You know, Pius accrued quite a list of degrees and designations behind his name. The most important one, and the one that actually really only matters today for him, is S-A-V-E-D. He is saved. He was saved by the blood of the Lamb. And because of his salvation, we can know that he is with his Savior. As my former colleague used to say on occasions like this, Pius is missed, but he's not missing.
He was a priest of love. He was the husband of Olumiwa Balogun. He was the doting father of Oluwadamilare and Oluwatishe. Mama Adesanmi actually chants his oriki to her grandchildren. Danwada, Danwada, Ehajari, Danwada, Timrio, Danwada. Danwada, Ehajari, Danwada, Timrio, Danwada. Good night, my cousin.
One of the things I respect about Pius is that he was a thinker, he was a scholar, but he was also a doer. He was traveling all over the world, making a difference, inspiring our students. He embodied all that was best about the academy.
He was more like a teacher to us, because professors, they lecture, but Pius teaches you and gives you the skills and picks you to join communities that are going to enhance those skills, right?
If ever there was someone who lives up to the expression, the pen is muddier than the sword, it was Pius. He wrote so well. He pierced all the bubbles.
He took an interest in everyone and he treated everyone specially. He got to know you, he connected with you, and then he would meet you where you were at. And another thing I thought was so special about him was his love for life. He just took life by two hands, and he saw every day as an opportunity to just be excellent.
He would speak with great conviction, like he would make African studies come to life. He would be vibrant. He would tell you to be assertive of yourself when you're reading a poem or reciting or you're doing like a book reading. So Pius was just that kind of teacher.
Professor Pius was very close to all of us, so we really want to make sure that the next year coming forward, which is also the 10th anniversary of the Institute of African Studies, we want to make sure that there's a lot of involvement, especially with students with the African Studies department. So
when I think about Pius as a man who loves words and the way he used words, I think one of the things we could do is to begin to have an annual lecture or event that we can say this is Pius Adesanmi's annual seminar or lecture that brings us together to talk about those issues he has advocated for so many years.
It was interesting how he's been able to bring us together, because it's been a long time I've seen such a large gathering of Nigerians from all over. I wish that can continue.
He wanted the best out of everyone, and that's why he was able to be what I would describe as a shining light, not only for our community here in Ottawa, but for Africa in general, and indeed around the world, because people from across the globe, have been impacted by his very short life, and we definitely miss him.
Pius Adesanmi was my uncle and was my dad's really good friend. He was an uncle that would take care of me sometimes, and I'd go to his house, and he was very nice.
He blurred the boundaries between age, race, creed, or anything, and he didn't also know ethnicity. And then managing, as it were, to also have had a solid local or cultural training, with which he mixed his Western knowledge. So you find this reflected in his posts, and so he also happened to have had the kind of education some of us didn't have, and would often tease us, had a fantastic sense of humor. So Pius used to call us one-legged scholars, because he was often the only person in our midst who was bilingual in Francophone and Anglophone. And this created a certain kind of confidence in him that while in Canada he knew the two national languages and could flow seamlessly, across different spaces. So it is that character, that versatility, that ebullient, somebody who loves life and was not ashamed of it.
Was a people's person. He came to Canada, became a Canadian citizen, you know, and then he touched so many people. Just look at the way people have been talking and what people have been saying concerning him. It's been a wonderful time. But you know, even though he ended like this, as sudden as it is, I wouldn't exchange anything for what he was and what he is to me and to members of the family. We're going to miss him a lot. Thank God Pastor Randy said we'll miss him, but he's not missing.